Hello everyone, Adrienne here. So today we are going to be doing a review of Toulouse Green Absinthe, which I have already broken into the bottle. I'm sorry. I'm an addict. Don't judge me. I feel your eyes judging me still. So I'm going to be doing a review of this, and this comes from an absinthe distillery that is just outside of New Orleans, which is the absinthe capital of the United States, because the French brought it over to New Orleans from France. And it's awesome. As a matter of fact, my first taste of absinthe that I ever had was in New Orleans, and that was a very special experience. So let's see what this bad boy says. The complex texture of Toulouse Green begins with the classic absinthe vert, ingredients anise, fennel, and wormwood. Toulouse Green is distilled and colored with natural herbs. Color intensity will fade over time and enjoy with diluted ice water in a 3:1 or 5:1 ratio or to taste. So, they have their own website as well, if you guys want to check that out. And as far as the website where I get my absinthe and my absinthe paraphernalia from, that would be maisonabsinthe.com, and I will leave a link for that down in the description below. One thing I found really awesome about the name, Toulouse Green, Toulouse-Lautrec was a very famous French artist that was in Paris during the Belle Epoque period, which pretty cool. He even had his own walking stick that was actually an absinthe flask. And he even designed his own absinthe spoon, so pretty cool. I actually have a replica of one. Pretty sweet. Alright, now let's get to tasting. It's going to be great. It's very minty. Minty and earthy is how I would describe the scent. Not very much of an anise kind of flavor like I was anticipating this one to have, but hey, I still like it. What the hell? And then today I'll be using my very fancy Alchemy Gothic absinthe spoon, which you guys have seen me post on my Instagram and whatnot. It's my favorite in my collection. It's gorgeous. Alright, now I'm just opening up my sugar packet. And no, I am not going to do the fire method. I've done it once before, and I really don't think that it adds much to the absinthe experience other than just a, you know, smoldering burnt marshmallow taste, which I didn't find terribly pleasant. Alright, so just going to wait for this to work its magic. Okay, so when it starts doing the process of the louche, the anise flavor is a little more released than it was before when I was just filling into the bottle. So, already pretty color, I dig. Again, I find it extremely important that absinthe has a pretty and pleasing color. And this brand as well also makes an absinthe blanche, which is a white absinthe, and they also make a red absinthe, which I've never tried before. I've actually never tried blanche absinthe either, but I understand that in comparison to green, it has a bit of a less intense flavor. That's my understanding anyway. Maybe one of these days I'll try absinthe blanche and tell you guys what I think. It's gorgeous. I just love the absinthe experience. And it's actually really funny. My boyfriend recently came over to have his first absinthe experience at my house, and he very much enjoyed it. He'd had it in cocktails before, but not in the traditional fashion, so. Alright guys, here we go. Okay, you definitely get more of the anise flavor when you take a whiff after it's been louched. And as always, santé, and please drink responsibly. You don't get much of the anise flavor when you taste it necessarily, but it still isn't that unpleasant. It's still incredibly pleasant. It has the classic herbal flavor profile that you would expect with absinthe, but not as much anise flavor as I was expecting, but that's just me. I think I would put this in my top 5, but not near the top of that top 5, if that makes any sense. I think at the top of my top 5 would be the Heritage Absinthe, which I think was the last absinthe that I reviewed. I think. Maybe it is. Pretty sure it is. I swear I'm not drunk, I just barely started in. I mean, it's everything that you can expect from an absinthe. It's a very pleasant treat, and especially refreshing during the hot summer months. Now, as you guys may or may not know, I live in central Washington state, which a lot of people think that the entirety of Washington is all wet and rainy and green and rainforesty and cloudy and whatnot. It's not. There's a phenomenon involving the Cascade Mountains called the rain shadow effect, which keeps all of the rain and the dampness and the moisture and the clouds on the western, I think, third of the state, where, you know, Seattle and the San Juan Islands and whatnot are, and it's beautiful. I love Western Washington. However, where I live, it's in the central region, about 2.5 hour drive from Seattle, out east, and it's a desert. And there are tumbleweeds, which I am incredibly allergic to. And they're also very dangerous. They will set themselves on fire. It's not cool. Anyway, I digress. This is a wonderful, refreshing treat during the summer. And speaking of refreshing, wonderful treats during the summer, I highly recommend you check out my recipe for absinthe ice cream. For those of you who said you were going to be making a vegan version of the absinthe ice cream, please let me know. I would be more than happy to share it with all my vegan friends and make them happy. Oh, man, that's very pleasant. This is definitely one of the sweeter of the absinthes that I've had. But it's still delicious. That was delicious. Again, not my absolute favorite that I've ever had. It kind of has a strange kind of apple peel kind of aftertaste, but it's not unpleasant. It's just a little strange. And again, it's not that I dislike it, it's just a little different. Like I said, it's still among my top favorites, but it's not among the top of my top favorites, if that makes sense. So, I hope you guys really enjoyed that review of Toulouse Green Absinthe, and I will be leaving a link for that absinthe down in the description below, as well as a link for Maison Absinthe, where you can get plenty of absinthe paraphernalia for a very reasonable price. You know, you can get absinthe fountains and absinthe glasses, several different types of absinthe glasses, absolutely, and a variety of a whole bunch of different absinthe spoons. So please go check that out, it's cool. And you can also find reasonably priced absinthe on that site as well, and they also sell I think it's a 5-pack of sample size absinthes if you do want to try a whole bunch at once without investing the money in, you know, a full-size bottle that you may not enjoy. It's pretty cool. And they also offer sample sizes of several other brands as well. So, as always, I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I hope that you will go forth and try this for yourself and tell me what you think. If you've tried this brand before and you want to share your thoughts about it, please, by all means, tell me. For more videos on absinthe and Gothic literature and opera, please subscribe to my channel, and as always, I will see you guys later. Bye!